So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how women treat handsome men and how you don't need money, you don't need status, you don't need game, you don't need all this bullshit that a lot of dating coaches tell you that you need to attract women to you. And the reason why I say that is because I'm actually gonna be talking about a personal experience that I recently had from doing a in-person meetup with a couple of my one-to-one clients that work with me inside the Inbound Attraction Blueprint program, and how my two clients, Jacob and Juma, shout out to you guys, man. They were able to witness how women respond to men that they find attractive without the game, money, and status and all that stuff based on what they witnessed me experience when they were hanging out with me. Now, before I do hop into today's story, I just want to let you know that right now at this point in the recording, I do have a special promotion going on for my Inbound Attraction Blueprint program where I show men how to upgrade their physique so they can build that masculine and aesthetic V-shaped physique that women go crazy for, as far as dropping stubborn body fat, packing on lean proportionate muscle mass, and just looking more lean, aesthetic, attractive, and masculine overall. And then actually going beyond that, maximizing your looks facially, dialing in your fashion, your style, your grooming, how to actually leverage your physical presentation to attract women to you online. And especially if you attract women to you online, because that's going to give you a lot more leverage and a lot more efficiency and attract women to you that are already into you from the get-go. Once you maximize your physique and maximize your looks, it's going to be so much easier, 10 times easier to attract women to you online. And then if you can do that online, then bro, sure as hell women are going to be attracted to you in person. And that's exactly what I show men how to achieve inside of the Inbound Attraction Blueprint. And I have a special Black Friday deal going on right now that you can get access to the Inbound Attraction Blueprint for the lowest investment it will ever be. So I would encourage you and invite you to check that out after this video. I'll have a link down below in the description and the pinned comment. So just to kind of give you some context behind this story, man. So I met up with two one-to-one clients of mine in Nashville, Tennessee a couple weeks ago from this point in the recording. Their names are Jacob and Juma. Shout out to you guys, man. We had a great time, bro. These guys are like my brothers. And we met up in Nashville because I actually got them linked up with my stepbrother who does photography. He's done a lot of the photography that I've been showcasing in my thumbnails, like the high quality photos. My stepbrother took those photos, and Jacob and Juma, they wanted to get a photo shoot taken with him. So I just figured, hey, let's meet up in Nashville because I have family there. My stepbrother's there, and they wanted to get pictures done so that they can use them for dating apps. So that's what we ended up doing. And it was a great time. Their photos turned out great. My photos turned out great. We took the photos on a Saturday, and then what we ended up doing was after we did the photo shoot, we ended up just going to downtown Nashville, and I was just showing them a little bit of the city. And we went to dinner. We went to this very nice hotel that had a nice restaurant, but on the very top of the hotel, it had a rooftop bar, which was pretty cool. I don't really have many hotels like that in my local city, Indianapolis. So with that being said, we went to this specific hotel that had this nice restaurant, and it was my exact type of vibe, and it would be a great date spot too with a woman. So it was just low light, nice ambiance. Like, I wouldn't say it was like necessarily fancy, but it was a little bit more upscale. It was chill. We had this nice, cute waitress, and keep this in mind, right? Because she's gonna come back into the story. Great service, very upbeat, very bubbly. The food was great. Me and Juma both got the Black Hawk steaks there. Phenomenal. I believe Jacob got macaroni and cheese, I believe. He ordered a calamari for us for the table, which that was great. We all then had these little chocolate cake ice cream type of desserts. Bro, the food was fire. The environment was great. And then we ended up going to the rooftop bar just to check it out. That's when we got some pictures with the city in the back. I'll show you the picture I'm talking about now on the screen. But I was able to get pictures of me with the city in the back. I got pictures of Jacob and Juma for them. That way they can leverage that for dating apps or whatever they would like to use those photos for. So then the next day, it's a Sunday. We all go to brunch. We got some good food. And then Jacob was leaving to go to the airport. I think his flight didn't leave until 3 p.m. So what we did was we got some brunch, and then I took them to the mall near Nashville, Tennessee, and we're just walking around. They were getting to see different stores and stuff. So then once it was time for me to take Jacob to the airport, I take him to the airport, I drop him off, and Juma was with me. And Juma wasn't leaving until that following Monday. So I wanted to do something with Juma because I wanted to make sure like he had a good time and treated him well to a good experience while he was still in Tennessee. So I was like, man, do you want to go back to downtown Nashville? And he was down for it. But I told him like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not be opposed if we went back to that same hotel with that same restaurant and the same rooftop bar, because it was everything that I like. And Juma was down for it. He's like, yeah, man, I would have no problem going back. I'm like, okay, bet, let's go back then. So we literally go back and we do the same thing that we did the night before, right? We went back to that same hotel and we had to go to the little standing booth to put our name in. So the hostess that was there, I guess he was a manager, and he asked me for my first name and then my last name initial. initial. Keep this in mind as well. It's a part of the story. Then he sat me and Juma down. Now, I told you, remember how the waitress I talked about earlier that we had the night before, I told you to remember her because she plays a crucial role in this. So we get sat back down in her section and she's our waitress again. And she was like, she started to greet us, and the restaurant, the lights are very low, like not too low, but they're pretty low to where you have to really be up close and personal and from the person to see who you're talking to. And she came up to our table and she didn't recognize us at first. And I think just really part of that, it was just because of the lighting. But then as she saw our faces, she was like, oh, like you guys are back. Oh my gosh, like it's great to see you. And she was like, oh my gosh, do I have like regulars now? Like she was just being a lot more upbeat, a lot more optimistic than she was the night before. And that was something that I noticed. I'm like, okay, she's a little bit more upbeat and more positive than she was the night before. And I told her, I was like, yeah, we're back. We actually really enjoyed the restaurant. We really liked the environment. The food was great. Your service towards us was great. So we just figured that we would come back and just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the overall experience again. That's all. And this wasn't me trying to run game. This wasn't me trying to posture or anything like that. This is just how I am. I guess by me saying that and how like we really enjoyed the environment, we really enjoyed the service and the food, our waitress, I guess, must have told the general manager, the guy that took my name, he brought us out a complimentary sourdough bread that was really good because he just appreciated us coming back and giving him repeat business. Our waitress comes back. And this time around, like I could tell she was just a lot more relaxed. She was a lot more positive. And she asked us like, do you guys want the same thing that you ordered last night? And I was like, yeah, let's get it. We got the Black Hawk steak. We also ordered calamari. And I did notice though this time around, she started to show me a lot more interest because she was just asking where we from. I told her I'm from Indianapolis. Juma told her where he's from. And I just told her like, yeah, like I'm visiting family here in Nashville. And we did the client meetup. And I noticed she started asking me more questions like, do you travel to Nashville a lot? When do you go back? She was asking me more in-depth personal questions. And I could tell there was interest there because one of the things that I've seen that women do a lot in conversation, whether you're meeting a woman out, like you just happen to meet a woman while you're already out, or you're meeting a woman from like a dating app or social media, you guys set up a date, you guys meet up in person, and you guys are having a conversation. The thing I notice a lot about women when they're into you is like, they will do a lot of the conversation piece as far as asking you the questions. Women will do a really good job at carrying the conversation and asking questions about you when they're genuinely into you. The majority of women will do that. They'll try to find ways to keep the conversation going when there could have been just natural moments where it ends. With that being said, she brought us our meals. We got dessert. We thanked her again and told her we appreciate the experience. And me and Juma, we went back to the rooftop bar and we just got some mocktails because neither of us drink. And we were just sitting down, just enjoying the environment, having a good conversation, just talking about a lot of different stuff. And it was a great time. But here's what happened. Literally the next day, I wake up and on my Instagram, I literally see a follow request. And guess who it is? It's the waitress. Literally the waitress gave me follower requests on Instagram. But here's the thing. Remember how I told you, keep in mind the fact that I only told the manager at the hostess stand. I only told him my first name and last initial when he asked for my name. I texted Juma, I sent him the screenshot of her requesting to follow me. I'm like, bro, like you won't believe it. So-and-so literally just requested to follow me. And I'm happy that Juma saw that, bro. Juma, shout out to you specifically on this because I talk a lot about inbound attraction, women pursuing you, women making the first move on you in person and online. And a lot of guys don't believe it and think it's not true, but not because it's actually not true in reality. It's just not true for those men, which is exactly why I create the videos I create so I can help those men experience what I'm talking about in my videos. But this was all natural, bro. This wasn't no PUA meetup. Hey, yo, bro, all right, guys, like we're gonna get together and we're gonna spam approach 50 women and see how many numbers we can get. We ain't doing all that. We just literally met up, got a photo shoot done, had great conversations, met up with each other in person, and we're just existing. The entire time, me, Jacob, and Juma, we were just kind of roasting the whole like concept of, oh, you need game, you need money, you need status to get all these women. Now, here's the crazy part about all this, bro, is that her and I didn't have a conversation about exchanging Instagrams or anything like that. And I meant to mention this earlier in the story, but one of the other ways that I noticed that her interest for me kind of peaked a little bit was that I told her, I was like, yeah, like I'm thinking about actually moving down to Nashville. And she was like, oh, like you can check out my apartments. Like you should check out my apartments. My apartments are so-and-so. I guess they do monthly rent leases or something like that. I guess like their leases are very flexible. But I just thought that was very specific that she gave me her specific apartment complex. I know that's something that you can easily read too much into, but here's the thing about me, bro. I'm gonna be honest. My intuition with stuff like this and my attention for detail are very accurate. When I noticed that, like, that just really stood out to me because she was like very quick to offer her apartment where she lives, and she was very excited and optimistic about it. But the thing is, I literally wake up the next day and this girl followed me on Instagram, but we had no conversation about exchanging IGs or anything like that. So I'm thinking the only way that this woman found my Instagram was that she had to have either looked at my credit card when I went to pay, looked at the receipt with my name. She had to do some type of Batman detective recon work to find me, bro. Because again, we didn't have a conversation about this. We're like, oh yeah, like we should connect on Instagram and stuff. So the next time I'm back in Nashville, I can come to this hotel and reach out to you to see if you're working. That way I can get sat in your section. It wasn't something like that. And again, I only told the manager at the host stand my first name and last name initial, which would make it harder for her to find me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, this girl had to have looked up my name on my credit card, man. That's the only explanation I can think of. I just thought this was crazy. Like I said, I was just living my life, bro. I was just hanging out with my clients, Jacob and Juma. And I'm thankful that Juma was my witness. He saw this. And this wasn't me trying to put on a front. This wasn't me trying to manipulate a situation. That's what I'm saying. Like all that PUA shit, mouthpiece shit, you needing to leverage game, money, and status to attract women. That's why I kept like jokingly saying to Juma, I'm like, where's the game at? Where's the money and status at? Like, where was all that shit? Like, where was the social media clout that I was leveraging? Where was the verified check mark? Like, we were laughing about that shit. We were roasting it, bro. Because it's true. When you're that attractive man, you're in shape, you dress well, facially you're attractive, you look good, you're taking care of your skin, you're grooming, you're lean, your jawline sharp, got hollow cheeks showcasing, cheekbones are prominent, haircut, hairstyle is good. Even if you're balding, you cut that shit off, man. You rock the bald look, but everything else about you is well put together. You're lean in the face, lean in the body, proportionate muscle mass, you dress well, you smell good. And then yes, you do know how to talk to people, but it's not an act. It's not, oh, okay, I need to make sure my mouthpiece is very crispy here. Let me think about what I say in this scenario so I can make her feel attracted to me and make me feel more valuable than her. So then that way she's pursuing me. Like, bro, we ain't doing that shit, dude. You don't need to when you're already that attractive man and you let Mother Nature do all the heavy lifting for you. And the lesson in this video is really just how this is how women are. Like when you're that handsome, attractive man, women are going to pursue you and you're not going to need to do much to attract them, because if they're already pre-sold on you, then they're gonna be checking for you. Now, don't take this story and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to a restaurant, I'm gonna dress very well, and I'm gonna see if the waitress is gonna do the same thing that this waitress did for Jordan. Don't do that, because I know how some men can be very literal in that regard, but I more so just wanted to tell you the story because when this just goes to show you that when you are the prize-worthy man, when you're attractive, because I put in work on myself, I've maximized my physique, I've maximized my looks, I've done everything I can to maximize my physical presentation. And then when you get out, that was one thing that Juma made a good point. He's like, man, a lot of these guys that complain about dating and shit like that, they really just complain from like an echo chamber. They just complain based on the complaints of the content creators that they're watching, but they actually don't go out and actually experience women in the real world. They just assume all this shit primarily from their basement through a screen. I'm like, yeah, a lot of these dudes that complain about dating don't really go out like that. Not really. You know what I mean? So this goes to show you, like, when you're that attractive man, you put in the work to maximize yourself to the best of your ability. The women that are going to be into you and checking for you will do so. Women are going to be more subtle than others. Some women are going to be more direct. I do recommend that, guys, once you maximize your physique, your physical presentation, your looks, it's so much easier to position yourself online through social media and dating apps to attract women to you. I know guys feel way about that, but bro, you gotta start thinking about leverage and efficiency. Most guys don't think about things like that. Like when it comes to dating, you wanna be dating from a position of leverage and date with efficiency. When you are in shape, you maximize your facial aesthetics, you dial in your fashion, your style, you know how to take great pictures. My stepbrother knows how to do this. This is stuff I teach inside of Inbound Attraction Blueprint, by the way. Dude, when you do all these things, it's so much easier for you to kill it online. That way you don't have to spam approach women. That way you don't have to go to bars, clubs, or lounges to try to get at women if you don't want to. Spend money on drinks just to try to get a woman to take notice of you. You don't have to do this shit. And here's the thing, when you know that you got women that are matching with you, messaging you first on dating apps, sliding into your DMs because they love your physique, they love your physical appeal, they're attracted to you, you're that masculine masculine and aesthetic, holistically attractive man to women, bro, you telling me that you're not going to be able to attract more women to you? And here's what's going to happen is that you're going to find that your communications with women in person is going to be a lot easier too, because you know that you're a man in abundance, because you know you have women checking for you. You have women that are pursuing you. You have women inbounding you the same way that me and Juma's waitress inbounded me voluntarily. This is how women act. This is how they treat the men that they find attractive. They will be pre-sold on that man, and they will find a way to pursue that man, whether it's in person. Either they shoot their shot at that man in person by directly approaching that man, seeing her friends to approach, giving him choosing signals, or sliding up on his Instagram stories and replying that way to get his attention, messaging him first on dating apps. Like, these are the different ways that women get at the men that they're attracted to. But the key lesson is that when you are that prize-worthy man, women just have to focus on claiming you, not having to focus on wondering whether or not they like you or wondering whether or not like they're into you, because at that point they're already pre-sold on you. So wouldn't you want to be the man that is naturally attractive to women, as far as like, as soon as she sees you, she's drawn to you, she's attracted to you, and you don't have to do all this dog and pony show, let me try to be the smooth talking dude, say this pickup line, try to make all this money so I can impress her, or try to get all this social media clout and status so I can look high value and signal pre-selection and social proof. Because here's the thing, women are already going to be thinking that you're that dude and already be pre-sold on you when they're attracted to you as soon as they see you. And if you want extra help when it comes to maximizing your physique, maximizing your looks, becoming that man that women are naturally drawn to and attracted to, and pre-sold on you without you having to say a damn word, then again, I would highly suggest that you check out my Inbound Attraction Blueprint program, where I do have that limited time Black Friday deal that's only going to last until November 28th. I do have a payment plan that you can use, but that's only going to last until November 20th. So now is literally the best time to hop in, get access to the Inbound Attraction Blueprint. That way you can learn more about how to become this type of man that can naturally attract women to him, upgrade your physique, upgrade your looks, learn how to attract women to you online. If you can attract women to you online, bro, you certainly can attract women to you in person. I'll have a link down below in the description and the pinned comment for you to check out. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I hope this story was insightful to you. With that being said, I'll talk to you in the next one.